Hi. So I think the general pattern emerging from the videos that have been posted so far and the discussion around this suggests that there's a general level of embarrassment, I think, that we haven't considered this as individuals, as professionals, or as a company, maybe as much as we should have done, or even at all. I know I haven't. And in terms of exactly what our students' needs are, I don't know if we even have any data on that. I think we assume, because we tend to have a policy school by school across GEMS, that we I think we cater very well for general low-level SEN in terms of learning difficulties, but we actually state as a policy generally that we can't cater in our schools for significant physical barriers to learning, such as visually impaired and children and children with hearing difficulties and so on. So maybe it's because we're in this little bubble that is GEMS, and our schools take a certain we make certain provision, and there's certain provision that we state quite clearly that we can't make. I don't know if that's doing us a disservice. So as teachers, that's not an excuse. It's just, I think, if we'd been back in our own state systems, certainly in the West, then we would have had more access to this, and maybe we'd be more aware of it. So I think we probably do need to get quite a lot of data and see if that assumption is correct. I really don't know if the materials we're putting out there are getting to everyone, and if we're catering for everyone's needs. I think we need some data on that. So I know when I was a Year 6 teacher, I probably thought I was saving the world and hitting all the right buttons by putting everything out there on the the class blog with the audio visual and big writing, links to other resources, flash activities. It looked all singing, all dancing. We had vockies on there, all the kids did their vockies and so on. But really, this has made me think: what would it have looked like if I'd had a visually impaired or a hearing impaired student in the class? I guess all those videos would have needed closed captions, subtitles. Maybe for the hearing impaired children as well. Everything would have needed to be in text, and for the visually impaired children, where I'd just put text, I would have needed maybe an audio boo over the top of it so that they could access that as well. Just thinking about anything else that I could have done to improve that. The alternative text for images, I think, both myself and the students, we used to put out a load of images on there. So I think that alternative text, if you think of someone, if we had a student who couldn't see those images, I think, and this is quite nice to think in a way, it would have just become the norm, and the kids would have learned to do that as well. For the child that couldn't access the visuals, I think all the students would have learned how to put alternative text on there as well. So I think, yeah, it's embarrassing that we haven't really thought about this, and we probably need to get some data on it and just double check that as we move to BYOD as well and more online learning, I think we do need to check that this is something we're catering for, and are we meeting all our students' needs.